شاك نهار كي تنوض الصباح والحمد لله خير راه جاي خير كاين هذا ما كان.
Is it better to speak or to die?
You seem to know more than anybody else around here.
Well, if you only knew how little I know about the things that matter.
What things that matter?
The battles of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Really that afraid of what I think?
This feels like deja vu because I think last year I also didn't really vlog much on my birthday. I ended up reflecting on turning 23 a little bit after my birthday. I really like the days and the night leading up to my birthday to be very intentional, to be spent journaling and envisioning what I want the next year to be, because I feel like I see birthdays as a reset for the year. It's starting a new year, it's starting a new chapter. Birthdays are such a blessing. Our time is not promised on this earth, and so being able to turn another year is a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I always want to make sure that I am just coming into that new year very intentional about what I want the energy for the next year to be. But we actually had family staying over during the week of my birthday, and it was just a very chaotic week. We were going out a lot. I didn't spend a lot of time alone, and so I didn't really get a lot of that reflection time that I normally do around my birthday. The day of my actual birthday, my family took me out to dinner at a Persian restaurant called Arya's Kitchen in Orange County.
I could like die right now. Okay, let's walk in.
My cousin is actually a real one because she also got me The 100 Years' War Palestine by Rashid Khalidi. I have been on the hunt for this book. We were in San Diego the other day and I spent hours perusing this vintage bookstore looking for this book. Turns out I was looking for this book under the wrong author name, and that's probably why I couldn't find it. She went and got me a copy of the book and a hardcover copy as well. This has been on my TBR for a while. Everyone recommends this. My sisters got me the best birthday gift. I was just so excited. They got me a matcha green Kindle. When this dropped like a year and a half ago, I wanted one so bad. I wanted one so bad. I used to have this blue Kindle that my sister got me for my birthday a couple of years back. My other sister has been getting into reading this year, so she asked if she could borrow it, and then eventually I just ended up giving it to her, and they got me this matcha green Kindle. I'm already so excited to use it. I have decided I'm going to read Hafsatu Bebi by Fatima Bali. I figured there's no other way to break in this Kindle. I'm excited to dive into that and start reading again. I just am excited also just to be in my reading renaissance. I really want this end half of the year to just be very intentional. I was talking about this in a recent vlog. And while the Great Lock-In is a little bit unserious, it is definitely something I definitely want to participate in this year, just like my own version of it. And I'm probably going to spend the next few days like figuring out how that looks. But for me, what the Great Lock-In means is it just kind of feels like a winter arc, an early winter arc season. It really just feels like the season of self-development, self-growth leading up to the new year. And I actually really appreciate the trend because I feel like a lot of the times we wait until January 1st to start the new year fresh, and it's just kind of a lot of pressure that builds up in the new year. It doesn't really give us a lot of time to start and fail and start again before the new year, but I feel like when you start in the months leading up to the new year, it really gives you like a strong push to the new year. Last year in the fall and winter, I kind of went through the season where I was really just working on myself, like trying to get myself ready for 2025 and like who I wanted to become in 2025, and I really do feel like that allowed me to have a much stronger start to 2025, and I feel like it really helped me work on my goals this year and just get myself ready. So I definitely want to have a bit more of an intentional fall winter season. I know there's been a lot of like fall propaganda on TikTok, and I'm always the first to lean into the fall spirit, but I don't know guys, it just does not feel like fall to me. Maybe it's because we've been going through a heat wave in Southern California these past couple weeks. It is September 1st. Usually by now I'm like in the fall spirit. I just don't feel it, and I hate summer. I don't know, maybe I just need a couple more weeks. Friend gave me these gorgeous flowers in this really pretty vase too. It's a Persian Mexican fusion restaurant. The food is just chef's kiss. And then a few days later, my friends surprised me and took me to a ceramics class. This was honestly one of the most thoughtful birthday presents because I have been talking a big storm about how hot girls have hobbies, and I want to get back into hobbies and just tapping into the things that bring me joy outside of work and school and academia. One of the things that I had put on my post-grad bucket list that I really wanted to do was go to ceramics class because I loved ceramics when I was younger. I did 3D art for 3 years in middle school, and we always had a little mini ceramics unit, and I was always so bad at ceramics, but it was just such a fun activity. And I feel like it's something that is super relaxing. Even if you don't create the perfect dish or bowl, it's all about the process, and it's such a therapeutic experience. I also feel like there are not a lot of ways where I am creative at this stage of my life that are not tied to my job or tied to, and so making time for things that are creative and artistic just for the sake of it, I feel like is a form of self-care. Alhamdulillah, because I truly have friends that are so thoughtful and genuinely listen, because they knew I was trying to take a ceramics class, but I've been just putting it off and not signing up for it. And so they signed me up for me, and it was such a fun experience. It was a really fun activity to do, and it was probably the instructor, but we picked it up pretty fast. Birthdays are definitely a time where you really see how much people care about you and how the people in your life show up for you. So going into 23, I really wanted turning 23 to be the year of self-realization. I wanted to let go of a lot of the insecurities that I had developed over the years, and I really wanted to gain self-confidence. I wanted to let go of my people-pleasing tendencies, stick up for myself, and I feel like I actually was put in situations where that was really tested. And it really goes back to that whole thing about when you make dua for a certain quality, or if you make dua for something, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put you in situations that will develop that, and it might not look pretty. Like if you're making dua for patience, you're gonna go through hardship. That's gonna build up that patience. At this point, it's been over a year post-grad, and I really feel like once you're out of the bubble of school and the distraction that comes with it, you spend a lot of time alone, and you learn yourself in such an intimate way, or you have the opportunity to learn yourself in such an intimate way if you really tap into that. I feel like I have a better understanding of what I want out of life, what my values are, what I kind of want out of my future, and even just those realizations give you confidence in itself. I don't think self-growth ever ends. I think it's a journey that you always want to continue going on. I want this year to be my enlightenment year. I want this to be my renaissance. I want to really lean into intellectualism. I want to read the most amount of books I have ever read. I want to listen to Islamic lectures and podcasts and reflect and journal. I want this to be the year where I finally get back into writing. I just really want to invest in learning for the sake of learning. This is basically my last opportunity to really invest in the things that I probably won't have time for down the line. So I really want to just work on growing and learning just for the sake of learning outside of, you know, my career aspirations in academia, and taking the time to also actualize what I'm learning, because you can read books, you can go to Jama and listen to khutbahs, you can listen to podcasts, but if you don't actually apply it to your life, learning is kind of useless. Again, doing things like that ceramics class, for example, like I want to do more of that, leaning into things that normally I would pin on my Pinterest board but wouldn't actually do, and just like having fun, spontaneous experiences like that. When you're a woman in your 20s, it is so easy to fall into comparison, to compare your life to other women on social media and where they're at. Whatever chapter you are in your life is the chapter that is exactly perfect and meant for you. And once you realize that, you will let go of what other people are doing. Focus on your life. Focus on building the most fulfilling rewarding life that you possibly can. Don't waste your time and energy focusing on other people, and know that your time will come. One of my friend's moms recently said, this time is precious. Take advantage of this time because your 20s and 30s are precious years and they will go by so quickly. And a lot of the times we spend so much of those years wanting a different life or wanting a different situation, wanting to live in a different city, wanting different friends. But that is such a waste of your time. My mom is actually the cutest. She got me these balloons for my birthday. They're so cute. I love them. They're like star balloons. We're going to Balboa for sunset. We're gonna like walk around. I was actually on Balboa Island in Newport Beach a couple weeks ago with some friends during the day, and it's just a really cute area to just like walk around. This is the outfit, you guys. I'm definitely cosplaying fall a little bit. With this, I got this cropped trench coat jacket from H&M recently. It is in this gorgeous chocolate brown color. I love it. Like, I'm obsessed. Is it too big? Definitely. It's like a couple sizes too big because it was the only size they had left off the sale rack, but I just feel like it's so cute. And like with jackets and stuff, I usually like to layer anyways, so thought we could make it work. I'm wearing this like paisley top underneath, black jeans, ombre noir scarf from Mishwara. We will inshallah be restocking the ombre noir scarf. That was, I think, the most popular one from the most recent collection. So we have so many DMs of people asking if it's gonna be back. It will be back, so stay tuned. I understand why, because it's honestly a really nice like basic black hijab, but it has like a little flair to it. I think this is my first time coming to Balboa at night. I decided for dinner I'm gonna make taco bowls. My sister's really picky, so it was really hard to find something that both her and my dad would like. I grabbed Jenny-O ground turkey. I like to use the extra lean kind because it has the highest protein content. Picked up some carb balanced tortillas because I think I'm gonna do like mini quesadillas along with some chopped cilantro because my mom's not here to chop the cilantro for me. And then I grabbed some romaine lettuce for the base of it, some garlic. The theme is making your life easier. Kamado tomatoes, they're like green and red. Thought these could be fun to put in the salad. I have some heirloom ones that I got this morning that are really sweet, but I feel like these are more of like the vibe to go in a taco bowl. I love dill. It's like my #1 favorite seasoning. I'm trying to get my mom to grow some dill in our backyard because we have a mint plant and I think we had a basil plant that died, so she's gonna replace it soon, and I want her to replace it with dill because honestly dill is just so delicious on everything. Trader Joe's chili lime seasoning. I'm gonna use this on the ground turkey to season it. It is delicious. It tastes like it's the perfect taco seasoning. I grabbed some crumbled feta to go on top, and then just random things. I grabbed some frozen berries and baby carrots. I also picked up the Bloom greens powder. I have never tried Bloom. I don't know if you guys like Bloom because I feel like it's very popular, but it's essentially a greens powder that helps with digestion, bloating, and energy, and it doesn't have any added sugar. It has fiber in it. It has like a pre and probiotic blend, antioxidant, digestive enzymes. I just recently discovered her podcast actually. I've been enjoying listening to the episodes because she has a lot of health experts and professionals on. I feel like this year I've learned a lot from podcasts, because if you find podcasts that are kind of like in the health and wellness category that do a really great job of making sure they have health professionals on their episodes, you can get a lot of really good advice and learn a lot through that way. I think a lot of the times when it comes to nutrition and just like fitness in general, there is a lot of information out there, and it also is just really confusing what is right and what's going to work for you. I think also just there's like a huge barrier to education. Like nutrition is just not really taught properly to us in the US at least, and so it's kind of hard to navigate all of that. But if you do your research and listen to podcasts, I think it's a great way that's accessible and free to get better information. I have a couple podcasts that I listen to. I really like On Purpose. I also really like the Him and Her podcast, the Bloom podcast I recently discovered. But there's just a lot in the category that you can find where they interview a lot of guests. There's one that I really like called SheMD that's all about like gynecological health stuff, and it's by a actual gynecologist, an OBGYN, and she has other health experts, and it's primarily focused around female health, which I think is really important. And again, we're not really educated about it, and as you get older, these things are definitely really important. Super random side tangent, let's get cooking. Here's the final product. This one's for me, my dad, and my sister. She got 2 extra quesadillas on the side because she doesn't like veggies. I was in Mauritania.